If you have a GCP Kubernetes and create the ingress, what he will do? Firstly, it will create the ingress here in the Kubernetes ingress page. Like here, ingress, and it has the ingress. And this ingress, according to your YAML file, it will select a service as its backend. It will select this service as its backend. And of course, this service will select some pods as its backend, as its pod backend, like here, like this. So it will fulfill the whole core flow. It will implement the requirement for you to call from internet to the Kubernetes itself, the pod. And you see ingress has public IP address, which is 140. This 140 actually is a load balancer, public load balancer IP address here in its front end. But what if we create a Kubernetes service as a load balancer type? It will actually create load balancing, public load balancer here in this tab, and has public IP address, of course. You can check the YAML file. We expose so many ports to internet. It will create a public load balancer, and this public load balancer is actually a Kubernetes service. It's this one. It's actually a Kubernetes service. Endpoint has a public IP address. And this Kubernetes service, even it is the load balancer type, it will have some backend which will select this app locust master as his backend, and this tag, this label will be the deployment. So it will finish the whole calling flow. Another interesting thing is about the PDG. PDG is a pod disruption budget which is used to protect your pod being destroyed by node upgrade or something like a voluntary maintenance of your GKE cluster, Kubernetes cluster. And once you define like here, like this one, for example, I define the pod I want. The pod has a minimal available number is 7, and then but I have created already the deployment and make the deployment have five pod available for this deployment, which will conflict the PDG policy. Actually, if you are doing this in your maintenance of your Kubernetes cluster, it will fail. It will block the Kubernetes maintenance. For example, like node upgrade, it will block you. But if you have already defined it, you have already did it to make it as 5, you know. You can see currently I have 5. I have 5 pod, but even I have 5 pod, is the number is less than the PDG defined one, which is 7. It will never happen. It will have nothing happen. So this PDG can only be used to protect your pod from being destroyed by node maintenance or something like that. But I don't give up. I still want to test. What if currently I have already created the PDG, which has a minimum available number as 7, and let me update the current replicas to 7. It will scale out to 7, I think. You see, it is 7 now. Okay. But what if now? So currently I have 7 available for this deployment, and I have a PDG as well. And the PDG has a policy of minimal available 7. So what if I add it again to make it as 6? Let me try. Now it's 6. Will it become 6? Ignore by in spite of the PDG policy? Yes. So the PDG will just protect you from being destroyed, from the pod being destroyed by some maintenance, like Kubernetes drain, Kubernetes cordon, evict a pod from a node, such things like that. Oh, another thing that I found very good utility in GCP to create the doc images and push it to the GCR, the container registry, in one go. How to do that? We need to use gcloud build. So with this command, I have created and pushed the image to GCR, and now let me make it another version, another tag, and push it to GCR. Let me try. Oh, couldn't find source. Oh, because the path is incorrect. Okay, let me build it. It will build the image, doc image from the Docker file, and push it to, and tag it and push it to the GCR. Okay, done. Let me check if it is really existing in this GCR. Only listing images in here. What? So you can see this is the GCR GCP console, and the latest one is really there. Okay, let me check what is the command need. The command need a tag to push to GCR, and this need a directory, which is locus image directory. In this directory, it has a Docker file. You see, there's a Docker file, and it is this Docker file to build the image and push it to GCR. Very handy, very convenient. Thanks for watching.